Yes, thank you. I think it was so good that he mentioned, Dr. Harsha mentioned about the role of innovation. And it is so encouraging for a Sri Lankan to hear. Now I'm claiming to be, I have changed my citizenship, to hear that, you know, it's an imperative that we build the local industry, the local content. And if you have the skills here, why not help build that as well? Because anyway, the life of the economy will eventually go down to, do you have that, you know, as an intrinsic component? And I'm so happy to see a practitioner and a combination of these esteemed panel members sitting down with them, because we have to look at it from a holistic perspective. And it's not just about charging stations, it's not just about batteries. So all these will come into play. And while the cost may seemingly be high for electric vehicles now, as we say in economics, you will have to reach at economies of scale. And that is driven so much by your demand and supply. And your market is also very much influenced by policies, right? So all these will come into play. You cannot say the private sector is important, the government is important. Without one, there is no industry to speak of, right? So we have to build that value chain and help them deliver what they need to deliver. So innovation is key, I think, but valuation is also important. Now, why do I say also valuation? Because when looking at transport also, you want to use the total cost of ownership as your methodology to assess which is more expensive. But we are forgetting the dimension of time. Why do we just, it is not static. When we say it is more expensive, yes, now. But why have other countries been able to have those breakthroughs? Because they, like a superimposition, like in a mapping, or you say in a GIS, Geographic Information Systems, or remote sensing, when you overlay all these factors, then you get a different outcome. How much do you value energy savings? And it's not just that. It is now very much affected if you also evaluate the shortage in dollars, forex, foreign exchange earnings, the amount of CO2 avoided or reduced, your air pollution through avoidance of PM2 and PM2.5, which has very much direct impact on health. And Sri Lanka is very much dependent, the financing of health benefits. It boasts of a universal health coverage, and I benefited from that too when I went to the orthopedic surgeon. When I bought this finger splint, the cost is much lower compared to, for example, to Manila. Why? Because I am also benefiting from a subsidy, which is enjoyed by anyone living in Sri Lanka. But we need those resources as well. While health is one of the basic fundamental benefits or resource for its citizens, Sri Lanka, we have to help the economy recover. And that also means looking at where does government now need to invest? Which areas will require now key investments so that it can help recover and transform, for example, your transport sector. And in the case of Nepal, Nepal started with, just like in Sri Lanka, we supported a pre-feasibility study back in July, which started in July, August of last year. And we presented that, we had the good opportunity to present that in last 29 September, sir. And very much because it was, the Ministry of Transport had ownership way back from Secretary Monty Ranatunga and in cooperation with the Ministry of Environment. The pre-feasibility study covered 7 bus routes along the 7 major corridors, looking at the most high-frequency roads and potential areas where we can pilot electric buses. Nepal also started with a pre-feasibility study, and now, in partnership with GIZ, they have been granted a go signal by the NAMA facility to proceed with a detailed project preparation. They're looking at an 18 million euro project to proceed with the scale-up of electric minibuses and electric microbuses. Of course, the terrain in Nepal is different, but the challenges being confronted in the country is very much the same as Sri Lanka. The size is a bit comparable. It has 29 million in terms of population, an area of about 149,000 square kilometers. But still, the challenge is, as I've said, is not unique to Sri Lanka. And we can support through, for example, designing a financing mechanism. One area which Mr. De Alves mentioned as a key area where Sri Lanka is very much in need of. But mobilizing the finance will also mean, again, it will be governed by policies. It will be affected by cooperation of the private sector. And also looking at the long-term capacity that will need to be built if we want to say that sustainable transport is here to remain.
Thank you.